This is 30 days into my no alcohol journey. And now I'm 251 days in, y'all, with no alcohol. That's 8 months of no alcohol. And let me tell you, I feel great. Seriously, huge milestone. I don't think I've ever been at least, I'll say 30 days into a no alcohol challenge. That's probably the longest I've ever gone with no alcohol. So the fact that I'm 8 months in, to me, that's a milestone. Because initially, when I wanted to do the no alcohol for 30 days, it was just to give myself just a little setback, you know? Like, I just wanted to get back into moderate drinking. Because before this, I was drinking, let's say, 2 to 4 drinks a day. I called a day where I might have had maybe 1 or 2 a good day. I've noticed it was time for a change when I realized that I was starting to notice I was perhaps drinking too much. So here I am now, y'all, 251 days in. So in the comment section, someone asked, did I go cold turkey? And the answer is yes. As of May 31st, I was like, you know what? It's time for a change. Let's go ahead and go with no alcohol for 30 days. So when you quit alcohol, there's gonna be some side effects, perhaps some obstacles that you're gonna have to deal with. So what I wanted to do in this video is just to talk a little bit about the side effects and maybe a few obstacles that I've encountered during the 8 months, at least the first month or 2 of no drinking for that amount of time. Sometimes there's a lot of side effects that could probably kind of keep you from wanting to continue on with this journey. So these are my side effects and my obstacles. Everybody's obstacles and side effects are going to be different, but these are mine, and these are how I kind of overcame them. All right, let's talk about insomnia. All right, I felt like I had a touch of insomnia because that first week of no alcohol, I noticed that I just could not sleep. Like, I think maybe because I was drinking daily, maybe it did help with sleep. Not necessarily getting good sleep, but I think it did help with sleep. So whenever I wasn't drinking, I've noticed, like, man, it's really hard to sleep. Now, I am a night owl. So typically I would like maybe fall asleep around midnight, 12:30, but man, I was staying up till like 3 in the morning figuring out like, why am I not falling asleep yet? So it dawned on me that maybe it was the fact that I wasn't drinking, I wasn't passing out. Now my body is starting to really adapt to like no chemicals, no substances in my system that's gonna help me fall asleep. So I felt like maybe I should adjust my lifestyle to help me sleep at a normal hour. So maybe cutting back on caffeine maybe helped a little bit. Try not to go too crazy with sugar throughout the day. And then maybe incorporating a little bit of exercise. You know, getting some exercise during the day, getting that heart rate up, getting that blood flow, you know, during the day. I felt like kind of had me ready to wind down at a decent hour. So insomnia was definitely one of those side effects that I felt like I had to go through in that first week. All right, y'all, them sugar cravings, man. I don't even know if that was more of a side effect or if it was more like a obstacle, but the sugar cravings. I'm telling you, the first week, like the first 3 days, I'm like, I want ice cream. I'm like eating ice cream, it's cookies, and yeah, it was crazy. It was just bad. I mean, that first week of just me wanting sugar, all things sugar. It was really bad. So I had to literally scale back on my no addict sugar intake because I've noticed as I wasn't drinking and then on top of not having any added sugar, I was just reaping even more benefits from just not alcohol, just for not drinking alcohol, but also from the no added sugar. So I was really feeling and experiencing some benefits, some positive benefits from both no alcohol and no added sugar. So I had to give up sugar for a minute because I was craving sugar like no other. And I'm not really a big sweet tooth guy. And then there was mood swings. Now, I ain't the biggest person of having multiple mood swings throughout the day, but I'll definitely say maybe that first 2 weeks, I was kind of a little grumpy. You know, I was like the grumpy guy, you know, because I felt like every day after work, you know, I'm ready to wind down, I might grab a beer or whatever, or I might go to my spot and have a couple beers and wind down and get my dopamine hits, you know what I mean? But because I wasn't doing that, I didn't have that thing that I could do that would be like, oh, okay, I'm done with work, boom, let's go grab, let me go do this instead of going drinking. So I was just feeling a little antsy, a little grumpy because I didn't have anything to do. So the mood swings were very minimum. So I know that could be a potential side effect of quitting alcohol. I just felt like I let things bother me when I probably shouldn't have let them bother me. But I think it was, again, me just adapting to really not having any alcohol in my system. And then on top of that, as I discussed earlier, maybe like the lack of sleep, because I was really experiencing a little bit of insomnia. I just think that both those combinations probably just gave me like just some quick, brief mood swings that first week. And then next, I think would be a side effect would be probably cravings. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I would be lying if I told you like I didn't crave alcohol at all during this 8 months journey. Definitely experienced cravings. Definitely the first month of no alcohol. Maybe the first couple of weeks for sure. Like, I think for me, because I didn't have any protocols in place, that kind of like I didn't have my substitutions yet. So I think like watching a movie and then I see people on TV drinking, see my significant other maybe having a glass of wine and I'm not having a glass of wine. So you just seeing it in front of you without any protocols in place already was really hard, and it makes you want to crave it a little bit more. And then I was kind of introduced into like maybe some non-alcoholic beers, which kind of helped the cravings a little bit. Then I was drinking a lot of sparkling waters and mineral waters. Sometimes I even make a mocktail. And keep in mind with the mocktails, that's added sugar. So I would try to still limit myself with non-alcoholic beers and with, mocktails and stuff, because with those items that comes with, sugar. So I try to still be mindful of like moderation. I'm still trying to be like, okay, well, I can have a non-alcoholic here and there, but I also want to make sure I'm not doing it every day, like daily. Like, like I don't want to have to rely on non-alcoholics every day just to get that urge. So that's how I was able to kind of like cancel out a lot of the cravings. And I think this was more of an obstacle, and I think just the overall lifestyle, I think, was an obstacle, especially the first month, maybe even the first 2 months, because I think when you're introducing like no alcohol to your lifestyle and it's something that you've been doing daily, I think it takes some time to adjust. And I think it takes time to adjust where it's like I need to start adding in like alternates, like substitutions, like implementing, instead of having a night out of drinking, now instead of, once I wrap up my work day, I might go brew some tea and just enjoy like a nice cup of tea, or I'll treat myself to just some soda water or some type of sparkling water. So just having some alternate and some substitutions similar to what we just discussed about cravings. I think just changing your lifestyle up on that too will help. Like having outdoor activities to do. I'm in sunny San Diego, so every once in a while, every other weekend, I'll go hiking or I'll go to the beach and I'll go for a quick little jog. Those moments where I would have probably said I'll just hit up the bar and just have like 4 or 5 drinks has now turned into I'll go and do a 30-minute jog, or I'll go do an hour hike, or I'll hit up a friend and we'll go do an activity together, where even if my buddies want to go have some drinks, but we can still have drinks, and then I can still do something a little bit more active, like whether we're at like a cool little restaurant so they can have a couple drinks, but then I can try a new menu on a new food item on a menu at a restaurant. So just being able to adjust your lifestyle can also benefit your overall well-being. It could be an obstacle at first, but if you just try to figure out how you can substitute certain things in your lifestyle, it'll make it a lot easier. It'll also make you want to go longer too. So eventually, just with practice and with time and patience, I think in adjusting your lifestyle a little bit, that obstacle doesn't become an obstacle as much anymore. So I'm also want to bring this one in here. I haven't experienced this as much with this 8-month journey as I did when I tried to go no alcohol for 30 days, probably almost 4 or 5 years ago. But I want to add this in there, and that's heart palpitations. Now, the first time I did the 30-day no alcohol challenge, I was experiencing a little bit of heart palpitations, but it could also be other things that maybe I wasn't really doing with my nutrition. Could have been a whole variety of things, stress and all that, because I do get palpitations from here and there. But I've noticed this time, as I've quit, the only time I really had like daily heart palpitations was when I had gotten COVID, and like that first 2 days of actually having COVID was when I was having heart palpitations, and it could have been linked to maybe stress, who knows. I want to throw that in there because I think somebody in the comment section mentioned that they were experiencing heart palpitations. It could or could not be linked to the alcohol. Well, it could or could not be linked to you quitting alcohol, but just keep that in mind. It could be, or it could be some other things that you're deficient in maybe. I want to say that family and friends could totally be a obstacle too, and that's only if you're not adapting your lifestyle with not having any alcohol. Friends and family can potentially be an obstacle if you don't introduce your new lifestyle to them and explain that that you are the same person and you can still hang out, but you might have some restrictions when you hang out. So how I overcome the obstacles with friends and family is I'm a workaholic, so I don't really get invited out to a lot of places as much as I used to back in my youth. But now I'm probably not getting invited out a lot of the times now because it's like, well, he's not drinking, so, you know. But a lot of times too, a lot of my friends, my older friends, they do things other than just drinking. Like we can go grab food, or we can go for a hike, or we can go hit up the beach and go do a jog together, or just go hit up a beach bar. But it ain't like we doing that every day, you know what I mean? So just making sure your friends and family understand that, hey, I can still hang out with you every once in a while, but let's do something different. Friends and family doesn't necessarily have to be an obstacle, but they are. Trust me, you will probably lose some friends and family in this process of you trying to better your life. Some will be appreciative and supportive about it. Others won't. But I've been very fortunate that I haven't really lost a lot of friends and family during this journey of no alcohol. But I noticed that some friends and family may or may not come around as much if that was what you guys did. If all you guys did, that's why you call them drinking buddies. Like you have your drinking buddies, and then you have your buddies, and you have your best friends. Like your best friends will technically rock with you no matter what. So there's ways to overcome that obstacle as well. We just have to hopefully have friends and family that's willing to be supportive. I'm trying to figure out how I can summarize how to avoid this being a massive obstacle, because the fear of missing out is huge, because we do a lot of times tend to feel like we are missing out. Like I feel like we're not having as much fun. We feel like we're not the fun ones anymore. So I'm trying to figure out like the best way to say that it's not really that you're missing out on anything. It's more of like, you know what? The fear of missing out, I'm going to just say it like this. This is how I feel. When it comes to not drinking, I don't really feel like I'm missing out on much. I don't really have the fear that I'm missing out, because when I was younger, I remember those moments where I thought I'd be missing out on something. Like I'll go out to the club and spend like $100 on alcohol and booze, and then come home, scrolling in here, coming home, eating that big burrito at like 2, 3 in the morning, and then waking up all anxious and stuff. Like, do I really feel like I'm missing out on a night like that? Not really, you know what I mean? So I think sometimes, I think it's a good thing that you are not being invited out to every single party now because you decided you don't want to drink. Whether it's you don't want to drink for 30 days or 60 days, or you're on a break, or maybe you don't even quit at all. Like if people don't want to hang out with you, maybe you don't even need them in your life. You know what I mean? Just think about the people who you hang out with. The people you hang out with are the people that's who you are. So surround yourself around with like-minded people, you know? They don't have to be non-drinkers, but just surround yourself around people that will appreciate you and respect your decisions on what type of lifestyle you want. With that being said, my friends, that's about 8 obstacles and side effects that I've been experiencing, and that's how I overcome all those. We are 8 months in, y'all, and I'm gonna go maybe another 4 months. Let's go ahead and go a year. You know what? Let's go 365. Team 365. Let's do it. So glad you guys are rocking with me, man. I never thought that I would be journaling my whole experience and be inspiring others as well. Now, one reminder, everybody's experience is going to be different. Like I was literally just watching another person's journey for their 365 days, and a lot of the things that they hit, I was able to be like, wow, me too. And then there's other things I was like, oh, whoa, I never experienced that. So everybody's gonna be different. with their experience. And there's no wrong or right way. And I'm not preachy. I'm not telling you what to do. And again, y'all already know my journey. My journey was I wanted to just do a 30-day no alcohol challenge, maybe 60, just so I could see the benefits. And we all know about my health, about my blood pressure, my cholesterol, and just my being obese. And I just wanted to make a little bit of adjustments, and the fact that I was making better adjustments with no alcohol in my life just made me want to go longer. And I was still able to maintain a social life, and I was still able to be, and on top of that, just me being productive has significantly increased. So with that being said, thanks again for your support. Such a humbling experience, because I never thought that I'd be inspiring others to even just go 30 days. And there's been people that's been like already on their 14th day or 30th day, and they stumble across my video and it just keeps them more inspired and more motivated. That's awesome as well. So anyway, that's it. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, all that yada yada. And until next time, I'll see you when I see you. Peace!